Your life as the child of a terrible TikTok parent. Imagine waking up at the crack of dawn to the blinding glare of a high-powered ring light hovering directly over your crib. Guess what? Your mother decided that your very first conscious blink of the day is prime real estate for her brand new breakfast sponsorship deal. Even though you don't even have the cognitive capacity to understand what a corporate sponsor is yet, you already know that if you don't rub your eyes in a highly photogenic manner on the first take, you are going to have to lay back down, pretend to wake up all over again until she gets the perfect shot for her so-called brand deal. This is the daily reality of growing up as a prop in the house of an influencer family, or family vloggers if you will. Your entire existence is being continuously monetized by two people who probably should have been required to pass a psychological evaluation before being allowed to purchase a smartphone. Now say goodbye to privacy that only exists in books for you. Your childhood lacks the private sanctuary of learning how to ride a bike without a camera crew recording the entire event from multiple angles. Instead, it's a non-stop, high-intensity content grind. Your milestones are no longer celebrated because they are beautiful moments of human development, but they will be celebrated because they happen to align perfectly with the quarterly algorithm updates that require high engagement family dynamics. Most infants open their eyes to the soft morning light filtering through colorful curtains. You get a massive circle of cold, white LED bulbs that burns your retinas before you can even focus on your own fingers. Your mother is standing there in her matching silk pajamas, sipping her matcha, holding a phone perched on a heavy metal arm that is clamped to your crib, whispering to you to look sleepy but cute. Being cute is non-negotiable, by the way, because no one wants to see an ugly baby. You have to look at the sheer layout of the house you live in to fully understand the depth of psychological warfare being waged against your developing brain. There are no bright colors anywhere in your home. Your mother decided that anything brighter than a muted oatmeal tone would completely ruin the curated aesthetic of her social media feed. Your toys are made of this weird, heavy wood that looks like it was carved by a sad Scandinavian monk. You're pretty sure that even if you think about playing with a brightly colored plastic fire truck, you will be immediately grounded. It would compromise the visual harmony of the living room. The walls are painted in shades with names like Whispering Beige or Depressed Linen. Normal paint colors are apparently a hate crime against the minimalist lifestyle influencers who dictate how wealthy suburban families are supposed to arrange their furniture. To top it all off, you can't even have a normal birthday party with cheap paper plates and a grocery store cake. Everything has to be styled by a professional event planner who specializes in balloon arches that look like giant organic structures consuming the dining room. You end up sitting there in a linen jumpsuit that scratches your skin like sandpaper staring at the cake that looks like an architectural model of a futuristic museum. You are most likely to have second thoughts about the clear choices your mom made that led her to doing this. You'll also wonder every year why you can't just have a normal party with some sugary frosting and some kids from down the street who do not know what a media kit is. Your bedroom resembles an upscale boutique hotel room in Copenhagen where every single item has been selected for its neutral tone. Who would want to be friends with a kid that lives in a mental hospital? The worst part is this entire ordeal is that your parent has completely lost the ability to communicate like a normal human being. Their brain has been thoroughly melted by the constant stream of online validation. When you fall down and scrape your knee on the driveway, your mother does not run over to comfort you. She does not put a band-aid on it like a regular parent would. She immediately pulls her phone out of her back pocket and sets up a tripod to capture the raw, authentic emotion of your physical pain. She knows that a video of a crying toddler is going to pull in at least double the engagement of her usual laundry folding montages. You have to sit there sobbing on the concrete while she adjusts the exposure levels on her screen. She whispers to you to keep crying just a little bit longer so she can get the focus right on her lens. Once the camera is rolling, she adopts this bizarre, hyper-gentle voice that she only uses for the internet. She treats your minor injury like a profound teaching moment about resilience. She looks directly into the lens to make sure her own expression of maternal concern looks sufficiently cinematic. You are just a toddler who wants some ice and a hug. Instead, you are being treated to a live demonstration of transactional empathy designed to secure a long-term partnership with an organic bandage brand. Your knee is bleeding on the rough gravel while your mother adjusts the angle of the tripod to get a lower perspective, making the driveway look larger and more intimidating to the viewers. Unfortunately, it does not stop when you get older. As you grow up, the exploitation simply evolves to match your changing demographic appeal. When you finally hit puberty and start dealing with all the awkward, deeply embarrassing bodily changes that every teenager wants to hide from the entire world, your parents see nothing but a golden opportunity. They want to tap into the lucrative parenting teens niche. Your academic struggles and your first actual panic attack are converted into highly structured story arcs. These are broken down into multi-part video series with dramatic thumbnail images of you crying and your mom giving you a hug for the views. You will walk into the kitchen to grab a snack and find your mother crying to her camera about how difficult it is to raise a child who is pulling away from her. She completely ignores the fact that you are pulling away because she literally posted a detailed discussion about your bedwetting habits to 3 million total strangers the week before. The level of betrayal is almost incomprehensible. You can't even complain about it. Every time you try to stand up for your right to privacy, you are reminded of the financial reality, the massive house you live in, and the private school you attend where students make fun of you for pissing the bed. All are entirely funded by the very videos you are complaining about. Your classmates have seen the video of you crying in the car after you failed your first math quiz. They know about your food allergies and have watched your parents discuss your behavioral therapy sessions in detail during a sponsored vlog for a mental health app. You can no longer build a normal reputation at school because your identity has already been constructed for you by editing software. You are basically an employee of a family corporation where you hold 0 shares who doesn't even have union representation. You receive your payment in the form of organic snacks and the vague promise of a trust fund. Your parents are probably currently spending that fund on kitchen renovations and luxury vacations. Here's the kicker. Even the legal system is completely unprepared for this kind of child labor. The laws were written back when kids were working in coal mines, not for children being forced to perform synchronized dances in the living room for 12 hours a day while their dad screams at them from behind an iPad. There are no regulations keeping your parents from filming you while you are asleep. I guess Boogeyman is real. It doesn't hide under your bed, it just slowly sneaks in your room with a camera and a ring light. They can film you while you are receiving bad news from a doctor, but the internet is still a wild west where the concept of a child's right to digital privacy is treated like a minor inconvenience. And now, you are forced to live with the knowledge that your entire childhood is archived on servers owned by massive tech conglomerates. It is ready to be searched by your future employers. It is open to every strange person on the internet who has spent the last decade tracking your growth through a screen. I know what you're thinking. At least I'll get free stuff from sponsors. Here's how your weekly unboxing rituals might go. You must perform pure, choreographed joy for products you don't even want. You have to open the box and let out a gasp of excitement for the camera, only to have the toy taken away immediately after the video is finished, so it remains in pristine condition for future sponsored posts. No, you can't keep the toy. It's a prop. Like you. Let's talk about the absolute nightmare of the comments section. This is the place where human decency goes to die a slow, painful death. Your parents will post a video of you doing something completely normal, like struggling with your math homework. Within 20 minutes, there will be thousands of self-appointed parenting experts dissecting your cognitive development in the comments. You'll have random people from across the globe arguing about your potential learning disabilities. Some might call you dyslexic, or the mean ones might even call you a retard. And yeah, no one fully prepares you for that level of bullshit. They argue about your parents being too harsh on you, or they speculate on your posture, indicating that you are secretly harboring deep-seated resentment toward your family unit. Then you have the terrifyingly parasocial followers who call themselves your internet aunts. Yeah, They exist too, apparently. They leave deeply unsettling comments about how they feel like they have watched you grow up. They say they love you like their own child. It's a level of exposure that would drive an adult Hollywood celebrity to go live in a cabin in the woods. You're expected to handle it before you even have your adult teeth because your parents need that sweet, sweet engagement to stay relevant in the ever shifting social media world. Some of these people will write long paragraphs analyzing your facial expressions, claiming that you look sad in the background of a video. This constant surveillance creates a strange sense of spatial paranoia, where you start to look at every object in your house as a potential camera mount. You look at the smoke detector on the ceiling and wonder if there is a lens hidden inside, always feeling like you are being watched. Normal families go on vacation to relax and escape the daily grind. Your family goes on vacation to generate high-value travel content. The entire trip is planned around photogenic locations that will look good on a grid. You'll have to spend hours in the back of a rental car while your parents argue about the best spots for a photo shoot. You arrive at a beautiful beach where everyone is having fun, but you can swim or build a sandcastle after all the candid shots, and even that is 50-50. You have to stand on the shore in matching linen outfits, holding hands with your mom and walking slowly toward the water while your dad flies a drone overhead. You have to do this, walk 10 times because the wind did not blow your mother's hair correctly on the first 5 takes, or the waves didn't hit the shore on time. Once the drone shots were finished, you are marched back to the hotel where you have to sit in the lobby while your parents edit the footage and write captions about how blessed they are to spend quality time together as a family. At this point, you're probably realizing this vacation was just a business trip and you're the unpaid labor that makes the destination look appealing to other wealthy families who want to buy the same vacation package. You won't get to experience new cultures or meet local people. You only experience the world through the lens of a camera, looking at the screen to make sure you are standing in the right spot. The world becomes a flat, two-dimensional backdrop for your parents' social media feed, leaving you with a deep sense of cynicism about the beautiful images people post online. The emotional manipulation is so deeply baked into your daily routine that you no longer know what a genuine family interaction feels like anymore. Every conversation you have with your parents is a potential script. Every genuine moment of joy is immediately interrupted by the phrase, "Wait, do that again for the camera," until the joy is completely sucked out of the room. You learn to smile on cue like a trained seal. You know that if you don't, the family dynamic is gonna turn incredibly tense and cold the second the recording stops. Your parents are constantly chasing the next viral trend. This means your life is dictated by whatever bizarre challenges or aesthetic movement are currently dominating the platform. One week you are being forced to participate in some incredibly cringeworthy family prank where your dad pretends to spill juice on your expensive tablet just to see your devastated reaction. The next week you are being dressed up in matching outfits to perform a highly choreographed routine. You had to practice this routine for 5 hours after school instead of doing your actual homework. This constant performance destroys your ability to trust your own emotions because you start editing your own behavior in real time. You stop expressing genuine anger or frustration because you know it will be used as content for a video about teenage mood swings. You become a hollow shell of a child, always performing and always waiting for the red recording light to go off while your parents check their analytics. The long-term psychological fallout of this lifestyle is going to keep the entire therapy industry fully funded for the next half century because there is no handbook on how to recover from having your formative years treated like a reality television show. You are going to grow up with a deeply distorted sense of self-worth that is entirely tied to the metric of public approval. You have been conditioned during infancy to believe that your feelings are only valuable if they can be edited down into a 30-second clip with a catchy background track. You'll probably spend your entire 20s trying to scrub your digital footprint from the internet, and you'll eventually realize that your face is permanently etched into the archives of the web because of some random compilation channel decided to re-upload your most embarrassing toddler meltdowns for easy views. You can't even go to a family reunion without feeling a sense of deep paranoia. You know that your parents are probably hiding a tiny camera somewhere in the fruit basket to capture a reaction to seeing your estranged relatives for the first time in 10 years. When you try to go on a date as an adult, you sit down at a restaurant and wonder if they have already seen the video of you learning how to use the toilet when you were 2 years old. You can't reinvent yourself because your past is a highly optimized digital product that is still generating passive income for your parents. Some young adults are starting to take legal action to demand their share of the earning. It is a completely unhinged way to raise a human being. As long as the brands keep writing those giant checks and the viewers keep clicking that follow button, the family blogging industry is going to keep churning out these little digital gladiators. You're left hoping that by the time you're old enough to write a tell-all memoir, there will be an audience left that still cares about the psychological damage of the TikToker generation. They will probably be too busy watching the next generation of children being raised by artificial intelligence to bother reading a physical book. Until then, you just have to keep smiling for the lens, practice your transition poses, praying that the next sponsorship deal is for something that at least tastes good. Your childhood is now officially the property of the algorithm. There is no unsubscribe button for the family business. Once you are too old to be cute, you will be replaced by a younger sibling or a new pet. Your value is entirely temporary, but the digital record of your childhood is permanent.